EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Valley of the Sun and State Farm Stadium here in Glendale. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get and the Arizona Cardinals. Here we go. The final week of the NFL season. Week 17 is underway. Fielded about a yard deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30.
Let's go now. Get the flag. Get a roll. Rest. Watch left. Tight end to the left. Tight end left. Hey. You got 3 down. 3 down. Check.
A first carry for Kenyon Drake. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
On second down, it's Drake. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
So just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. Running, it's Drake. And now nothing but green ahead of him. The 30. 10. Touchdown, Cardinals. Kenyon Drake with touchdown number 20 on the year as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. You talk about explosion plays. There's one pretty much right out of the gate.
And now they get to ride a wave of emotion, momentum, everything. Just as you described, right out of the gate. Big sprint, touchdown. They're excited. But on the other side, they've got to guard against a major letdown because they hit them right in the gut with that one. And now you start to question yourself a little bit when you give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Check 13. Check 13. Alert 3. Alert 3.
From the gun, it's Jackson. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, but he's got it.
Here's a run on first down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Watch 89. Watch 89. Let's go. 31's the mic. Bang, 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 bang. He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash. Hayward. 31's the mic.
On 2nd and 11 now. Jackson gets this one to Hill. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and that's going to make it 3rd down and 10. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
On 3rd down, Jackson steps away. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the 1st down marker. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
Brings up 4th down.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. So their first drive of the game already trailing, having given up points. But a little surprised that they went for it, right?
Maybe the big guy, the head coach, senses this is going to be a shootout type of a game. That they've got to match them point for point, as opposed to, hey, we'll get them later. Maybe he just has that sense, and that's why he decided to go for it there.
So good field position for the Cardinals as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Looks like he's going to get a couple here on this 1st down carry, and that'll make it 2nd and 8. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray. And finding the tight end Hooper. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10.
That's going to be a long day. Check safety, check safety. Hustle, hustle. Watch twits. Watch the ship, watch the ship. Hey, hey, watch the ship.
Murray now on 1st down. It's complete to Diggs. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. 4 receivers now in the formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the right on 2nd and 7. Running from the shotgun with Drake. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Wide, get wide, zoom, zoom.
from the gun on third down, Murray. And he's able to find Diggs. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Here we go, D, get off the field.
On first and goal, Drake. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Defensively, pretty good start there with their backs against the wall.
That's a win for the stop troops right there. And if I'm them, I get a little bolder now. They won the first battle. Keep coming after them. Put the pressure on them.
And the ball situated at the 9. Second and goal. They'll try again with Drake. And only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
That's going to be caught by Kirk. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Christian Kirk with touchdown number 29, too short of LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time record 31. Here the Cardinals push further out in front. This time the extra point up and good. And the lead now stands at 13. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Ready. 70 ending. 1, 6, 4, wait. Get ready. Get ready. Kick. 36. Undercrush. That's free. Check. Squeeze. Slam.
They'll go with Hill here on first down. Desmond King making the tackle.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the curl. 66, move, pass. Go. Check 3. Check 4.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Jackson from the shotgun. The open man is Smith. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
First down, Ravens.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On the counter, it's Hill. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
The Cards going nickel. An extra defensive back out there now on 3rd down.
Check 52, check 31.
From the gun, Jackson. Flush to his right. 1:57 to go in this first half on EA Sports. Now they're staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. So chalk that down as an 8-play drive capped with a field goal.
Yeah, as a friend of mine used to say, they were moving and grooving for a while, but they couldn't keep the momentum going enough to get a touchdown out of it.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Murray, a quick throw out to Kirk. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. From the gun, it's Drake. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Let's go now. Get the flag. Oh, yes, sir. Here we go again. 31.
On play action, it's Murray. Now he's forced out left. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. To throw again on second down. Murray, open man is Kirk, complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 21. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This will be, 38 yards out. Gonzalez's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
I know that taking care of the football is something that's drummed into every guy who plays this position, no matter what, whether he's running it, in the pocket, out of the pocket. But it's almost surprising to me that there aren't more fumbles by that position because of the way that they get attacked on each and every play.
Yeah, well, he had the fumble last week. Now here's 2 weeks in a row with a fumble loss.
Concentration has got to be there, and he's got to understand how much time he has to take care of a play, and maybe his clock is off just a little bit.
Following that fumble recovery, it's Murray. That's caught on the left side by Kirk. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's third down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
On third down, Drake. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. Third and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. First down.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Watch tight end, watch tight end. Tight right.
On first and 10, here's Murray. And Diggs has it. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. Second and 2.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Facing a second and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Drake. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A 5-yard gain there makes it first and goal.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
They come out here in the I.
Check, tight right, tight right. Go out there, check the outs out there. Out. 5 down, stand up in. Check 43. Rush in.
They'll try and pound it in with Drake. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. Kenyon Drake, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Cards use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. The Cardinal offense not going anywhere. They'll stay out and go for 2. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And this is going to be caught. It's good. And that extends their lead by 2 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right.
You like that, don't you?
All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. So what do you...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. But for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
There's Jackson on 3rd and long. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Myles Garrett in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. And this one goes sailing out of bounds. Where did it cross? Well, they're going to say on this side of midfield. Elsewhere, a third-quarter score. And not much trouble for the 49ers in that when they open the lead a bit further. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here.
Watch 36. 36 to Mike. Hey, I'm coming. Mike, 36.
Throwing on first down is Murray. Steps away to his left. Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
Let's go. It's HC Gator. Watch the pass. Here we go. Kill. 61. Next box. Right. Off.
Looking to throw again on second down. Murray buying time to his left. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
Now, that was a whole lot of open space out in front of him, wasn't it? I'm telling you, Brandon, when things are going right, they are going right.
And everything has been going their way for the most part. I saw that lane start to develop. Boom. He took advantage of it. On first down, Drake. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Murray to throw on 3rd and 1. And able to find Kirk complete. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Defense was expecting run, and they're dealt a pass of over 15 yards. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's what.
And he will get into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Kenyon Drake. Touchdown number 22 on the season. And the Cardinals push further out in front. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that'll increase their lead to 28. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Check, lucky.
Jackson on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now it's Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. He's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 39 yards there, a big one.
He's crazy. He's checking crack. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he is all the way up past the 25.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Here's Murray. Now he lets it go deep for Kirk. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Cardinals. Christian Kirk becoming just the 2nd player with 30 touchdowns in a single year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Back. Joker. Hey, check Mike 21, check Mike 21.
From the gun, it's Jackson. Flushed out right. He's got Fuller. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. The Ravens on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Now, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. Forced out to his left. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Cardinals have got it, going the other way. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get their drive started. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense. And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Motion to backfield. Motion to
3rd 3rd and 2, and here's Murray. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Complete to Christian Kirk. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal. They stay on the ground with Drake. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
The Cardinals say they have it. They do. Arizona recovers. Well, there you go. Just your everyday leading big, and you onside kick it with a lead. They got it. I mean, it worked, but interesting call.
I think because they have such a margin, they feel a little bit bolder about what they're doing. And it's not only just to try and increase their lead, but that's their way of saying we're in full control of this game, and we can kind of do what we want.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got a plane to catch.
Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their 2nd. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Armin. 3 down, 3 down. 31's the mic. All right. Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go.
Back to throw it. Murray. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down, it's Murray. And he comes back with one complete. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another 1st down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. And this will be caught, and the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with this one. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
Well, they were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes it can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Mike 36. Mike 36. Hey, watch the slant. Watch the slant. Go. Watch 36. Echo. You must be getting tired of seeing me. Mike 36. Mike 36.
Murray's going to look to throw this thing. Rolling to his left.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
Put up that number of points, continually.